Welcome friends to another r/IDontWorkHereLady video. We've got some great stories today, and our first one's from Red Knight 1978. No, I don't work here, but that doesn't mean I can let you do that. So a few months ago, I got back into law enforcement where I'm now part of a specialized tactical unit. Most of the time we're not in standard uniform. Instead, we're often in slacks, blue polos, and black tactical vests with the initials for our department on the front. See where this is going? I probably should also mention that I'm also wearing a fairly noticeable belt with my sidearm, radio, cuffs, all the normal cop stuff. So this morning, I'm in the local location for a big box store with a very similar uniform. I've been in the Lego aisle, which at this location backs up to the electronics section, so that it's Lego on one side and video games and glass display cases with cheap locks that are easy to pick on the other. So I'm standing there considering getting something for a friend in another state whom I may be seeing next month, when a young woman walks up to me and asks if I work here. I point to the lettering on the front of my vest and politely tell her no. She apologizes and thanks me and walks down the aisle a bit. I finally decide not to get anything for my friend and turn to head out, when I notice she's in the process of picking the lock on the display case, which pops off before I can even ask what she's doing. At this point, she sees me and waves before grabbing a handful of $100 games out of the case and shoving them under her shirt and starts heading for the front of the store. I decide to leave my cart and follow her. Lo and behold, she walks right past the registers and through the security scanners, which light up and start wailing. She starts walking faster, heading toward her car. I catch up to her just as she's trying to open it. I detain her and read her rights while the store manager and theft prevention officer catch up. We head back into the store, where I radio for a patrol car while the manager takes care of pulling video and getting the paperwork in order. The whole time, this lady's just sitting there and quiet, so I ask her what the heck was going through her head. Her reasoning was, "I didn't think you could arrest me while you're shopping." No violence, screaming, or assaults, like the last time I posted, but certainly one of my odder experiences. In a situation like this, if you're that cop and you arrest that person, would you kind of rip into them a little bit? You know, say something like, "I'm a cop, you think cops can't arrest you just because they're out shopping?" Let me know what you would do in the comments down below. Our next story is from Then Temperature 5548. Fix the leak, I could have been killed. A couple days ago, I was at a popular cosmetics store. I'm in the hair color section and I hear this, excuse me. Seeing that this 60-ish-year-old, 5'0" prune is addressing me expectantly, I turn and reply, "Yeah, what's up?" Now, granted, I typically dress in all black. I have rainbow-colored hair and I was wearing a bit of makeup. I did look similar to the people who work there, but I did not have the name tag lanyard nor the walkie-talkie headset. Anyway, she thrusts her hand to the ceiling where there's a missing tile. "Your ceiling is leaking." I say, "Oh, well, I don't work here, but I can help you find someone to get a wet floor sign." She says, "I could have died, the floor is wet." I say again, "I don't work here, but hang on." I go to look for an actual employee, an armful of products in my hands. She follows, still barking at me. "It's so unprofessional to have a wet floor. Someone could get hurt. What kind of place is this? You need to go clean that up right now. Why are you walking away? You have to clean that up." Thankfully, at that moment, someone finally came over and asked if we needed help. So I thrust a thumb over in the direction of the leak and just said, "Ceiling's leaking." She said thanks, and I headed to the counter to check out. But Sheila wasn't finished. "Where are you going? The spill." I turn and I'm just like, "Still don't work here." The employee waved me off, and I went to check out. I'm just like, do I have to get it tattooed on my forehead? Like, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Hope everyone has a nice weekend. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that this Karen has like a one-track mind. When they get focused on something and they think it's your fault, they're not really processing what anybody else says. They're just gonna complain about it until they feel somebody's properly addressed it or given them some kind of consoling that they oh so deserve. This next story is from Mr. Knife God. I say this 20 times a day. It never stops. I work for Coca-Cola as a merchandiser, and being around customers every day tells me that people just don't like to read anymore. Checking in a Stop and Shop, starts merchandising. Customer says, "Where can I find the sugar?" I say, "Not sure, I don't work for the store." They say, "Oh, sorry, thank you." The next customer says, "Do you know where I can find frozen broccoli?" I say, "Not really, I work for Coke," and gesture to my red shirt. The customer says, "Oh darn, alright, thanks." Customer 3 says, "Do you have any more 6-pack mini cans of Pepsi?" I say, "I don't do Pepsi, I work for Coca-Cola," and point to my shirt. Customer 3 says, "Oh, okay, sorry." Customer 4 agitatedly says, "Is there any more sparkling ice in some flavor?" I say, that's not my product, I work for Coke." Customer 4 says nothing, walks off, not noticing the shirt. Customer 5 says, "Do you work here?" I say, "No, I work for Coca-Cola," gesturing to my shirt. Customer 5 says, "Whoops, my bad, looks like you do." Even though everyone there wears black. Checks into Target. This is worse because I wear a red shirt and most of Target employees' attire is red. Some guy says, "Hey, can you get some headphones out for me?" I say, "Sorry dude, I don't work here." He says, "Oh crap, my bad bro." I say, "It's cool." Then some lady says, "Can you price check this item?" I say, "I can't because I don't work here." The lady says, "Oh," and walks off and shakes her head. Clueless elderly lady says, "Hi, do you do all the soda?" I say, "No, only Coke." That would be super impossible, seeing as Pepsi and Coke get a much bigger volume of merchandise. The clueless elderly lady says, "Oh, I thought you did all the brands." I say, "No, it wouldn't be possible. I'd be here all day. Coke, Pepsi, and Snapple are 3 separate companies." She says, "Oh, what about the Poland Spring?" I say, "The store stocks Poland Spring. I do Dasani and Smartwater." She says, "Oh, okay, well, thank you." I say, "No problem." Then another clueless lady looks at my shirt, then me, and says, "Do you work here?" I say, "No." She says, "Great," and walks off. And that's my retail life. You know, honestly, I feel bad for these people who do these restocking jobs because there's really no great way to communicate to these average Joes that they don't actually work for the store. Yeah, they have company shirts on that say Coca-Cola or whatever, but that kind of thing just for people who are in the store, probably not thinking very critically, they're just not going to understand and it's going to just be annoying for those people. Guess it's just part of the job. By the way, if you're enjoying these stories, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below so you never miss any of my daily videos. Every single video has awesome stories, like our next one from Megan BAK Chat Podcast, Wholesome I Don't Work Here Lady story for Mother's Day. So I had to work Mother's Day, boo, but it was okay because I love my job, and as I work for a major mobile phone provider, it was a super quiet day. No one's buying phones on Mother's Day because they're hopefully all with a special mom in their life. So it was a quiet and peaceful day, and I just left work in a great mood and with tons of happy energy. I stop at my local Aldi because I'm out of smoothie supplies, juice, yogurt, and frozen berries, and I'm happily browsing and picking up some Aldi finds, love those, and this lady comes up and asks me if we carry chicken patties and where they are. Guys, I was so pumped because I've gotten this question as a vendor in the past, but never got to say the thing. It was finally my moment, and I got to say, "I'm sorry, I don't work here, I work at major phone company." She was so nice and probably embarrassed, so she apologized, and we laughed a little at the mistake. And I totally realized 2 things that made it an easy mistake to make. My work uniform looks like a casual work uniform, and an easy mistake if you don't know the outfit Aldi people wear. Also, as I had my groceries in a box and had my head buried in the freezer when she walked up, it was a totally understandable mistake, especially since I had picked up my box, completely covering my lanyard and company logo on my work vest by the time she reached me and asked her question. But I also realized I could help anyway because I did work at a different Aldi ages ago, and I did Instacart during lockdown, and they're all basically the same layout. So I helped her find where the chicken patties would be, but they were out, so I suggested the vegan ones because they really do taste like chicken. They were super happy to have a solution to their chicken problem. I finally got to post on the sub, and no chickens were harmed in the making of this story. I'm sitting in my car right now posting this because I'm too much of a dork to wait till I get home like a normal person. Anyway, happy Mother's Day out there for all the awesome moms. Absolutely, Mother's Day was recently, so anybody that was out there celebrating, hopefully you had a great day. And yeah, this is just a really nice story of being able to stop and help out somebody. It goes to show that it's really all about how you conduct yourself and how you approach somebody. If you walk up with the Karen, excuse me, you're probably not going to get very good results. But if you walk up to somebody you do think works there, and you walk up to somebody and say, excuse me, I'm sorry, would you happen to know where so-and-so is? Maybe they'll actually stop and help you regardless if they work there or not. I also adore how excited OP was to share this story. Our next story is from Rajfidge Feel. I am not the bouncer. This is a not too crazy story, but the following kind of incident happens to me frequently. I was outside the bar vaping. Previously, I was a degenerate chain smoker, so I vape like an absolute jerk. Noticed a girl trying to roll a cigarette. It was freaking murder. It looked like some child's attempt to roll a joint, all mashed up and crooked. You get some posh kid and then they go to uni and they try to be cool, but it's just embarrassing. So I offered to roll it for her, which I did properly and swiftly. Anyway, we started chatting about various subjects, as you do when you're quite drunk. Anyway, we got into a bit on physics, and she asked me, "Do you have another job apart from being the bouncer?" I said, "I'm not the bouncer," and told her my job. She just looked at me super confused and kind of backed away. I guess she got kind of freaked out when she realized she was speaking to a random old dude for 10 minutes. This happens to me often. It's not like I'm the only smoker outside the bar. I drink at a pretty busy city center place, and I don't stand next to the door either because there are actually real bouncers normally, and I'd be in the way. I've had kids actually offer me their IDs. Unfortunately, I'm often kind of drunk in these situations, so sometimes I don't necessarily act in the best way. For example, one thing I've done is I'll take the ID and look at it and go, and just keep looking at it without saying anything for a long time until they realize I'm not the bouncer. Well, it keeps me entertained. Needless to say, I think if you're gonna go to a club or a bar and you walk up to somebody, you might want to say, "Hey, are you the bouncer?" Just, before you hand over your ID so willy-nilly. And our final story of the day is by Jedi Bo Jedi Prime 29. Karen loses her crap at Walmart. So in 2020, during lockdown in my province, I, 19 at the time, 21-year-old male now, was in my local Walmart's Lego section looking for the new 2020 City and Speed Champion sets just for something to do during lockdown. Anyway, I was grabbing the new set, setting it down on my cart along with my other stuff, when a wild Karen makes her way through the Walmart summer seasonal wilderness for said set. There was 5 others, but the Karen gave no craps and is now hoedown showdown. This lady asked me why I was taking the set away and to stop. I said, "Karen, sorry, I don't work here, but there's 5 others right there if you want one." She says, No, you don't understand. I want that one. Don't take it away. Stop cleaning up and go clean somewhere else. I kindly say, "Karen, there's no point in getting upset. I just told you there's 5 other sets, and I don't work here. I'm not cleaning up, I'm buying this set. Sorry." I walked away into the Transformers aisle to see if any of the new toys came in so I can talk about them on my podcast. Karen disappeared into the Walmart night, so I figured all of this is over, right? Right? Nope. Freak. Karen, dragging a Walmart employee who knows me, says, "This one right here. He's cleaning up these sets and I want that one for my kid. Make him stop." My buddy and I both say, "Ma'am, he doesn't work here." The wild Karen's not satisfied but backs off to prepare for tirades. My buddy and I talk for a bit, catch up, and then I go off to the clearance aisle. Honestly, Reddit, I know we shouldn't bow down to the Karens and Kens of the world, but freak, I should have just left. Karen waits until I'm looking at something and steals my whole freaking cart. I have a lot of anxiety, so people getting in my bubble freaks me the freak out. I say, "Whoa, what the freak? That's my cart, lady." She says, "No, stop lying. You're cleaning up. This is mine now." Quick note, I'm bigger enough to tackle a few people and lay them out. My size also comes with extreme caution as I don't like hurting people. I also have the anxiety and I don't like confrontations. When Karen grabbed my cart, I knew I had 4 choices to choose from. Do something stupid, try talking to the wild Karen again, follow her until I flag down an employee, or 4, walk away and grab someone. Luckily, the universe worked it out for me. Cue in my observant buddy. My buddy at this point speaking with the store manager as he was in the area. The manager knows me just because I've gone there with fam almost every weekend well over 10 years to this Walmart. It's a good Walmart, by the way, and he was able to bring him over to the situation. At this point, I was able to wince my cart back and hand Emperor Karen the darn set. My buddy and the manager spoke to the brickhead Karen, and apparently this is what went down. Karen thought I was a cleaner because I, quote, "He's a grown man in the Lego aisle who shouldn't be there and should be working instead of looking." The manager says, "He doesn't work here, miss." She says, "Wow, you too? His cart's filled with random things. He's obviously a cleaner. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to take this for my son and have a good day. Please don't cover for him and reprimand him." The manager says, "Okay then, miss." He then followed her to make sure she actually left, and I got my set, my random crap, and left. Never seen her since, but like, what the freak? Don't touch someone else's stuff. Also, if someone isn't wearing anything close to Walmart colors or a vest, they don't work at Walmart. By the way, this ain't even the worst Karen story I have. I've had homophobic Karens, more Lego Karens, button Karens. I have a lot of pins and buttons on my bag. EB Games, now GameStop, Hot Topic, and Spencer Karens, and the "you're too old for that" Karens. One more worse than the next. RIP. I kinda felt bad for their kid, considering I didn't even see them. I'm gonna go with they probably stayed home to avoid Karen's entitlement BS. Well, I guess the one good thing for that kid is their Karen mom is going to make sure they get whatever they think is right for their son. Very specific down to the exact box, even though there's an identical 5 on the shelf. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. So of all these stories I've read today, which is your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't yet, if you could like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Whatever you do, whether it's liking, subscribing, turning notifications on, all of it helps grow this channel, and I appreciate the heck out of it. So until next time, I'll see you all tomorrow with some more stories.